So today we'll be improvising our contact form. Then I'll be introducing you to React icons. Okay, so usually when you develop a corporate website, usually we'll like to have some. We'll be using icons like Facebook icons, maybe some to show them that we, let's say they have the social medias, so we can show them through the icons rather than writing that their IG is what blah blah blah. So we can just display an icon, and then just let the user click it and open their sites like let's say it's a Facebook, then they can open. When they click on the Facebook icon, they can open it. Okay, then we will be learning on uh, React on scroll animation. So if you see here, let me share my screen. Is my screen visible? Everyone can see my screen? Come on, you can send thumbs ups. Okay, a few said it's visible. Alright, fantastic. So let's continue. Alright, so we'll be continuing on this. So what I mentioned about the icon is like this. We'll be using all these icons, social media icons. Okay, so when they click on this, we can open their social media. Alright, and then you see that's very common here. And then we'll be using like React animations. So when you see when I scroll this page, okay, when I scroll this page, can you see the animations? Okay, I will also be teaching all that. Those are libraries, React on scroll animations. Alright, so let's continue. So the first thing is, let's set up this contact page nicely. It's at the top. Let's move it a bit downward. So what we can do is, let's go to the code. This is contact that we were doing last week. So for now I close this function. Okay, let's set the UI first. Okay, let me remove this blue background. Alright, so we have a let's have some what do you call that, some labels, some placeholder for the name. This should be name. Alright, we can remove these two. Then we can call this as example.com. Okay, this is placeholder to show you. Can you see? Alright, write your message here. So can you see here? So when you start typing, it won't be visible. It's a placeholder. Alright, so now let's see, is it okay if we click contact? Yeah, it's too high, so let's move it a bit downward. So what we can do is we can add padding or margin. So before that, let's check. There is some errors in this page. Let's clear it. I think we have class here. Yeah, we should change all the class to class name, because this is JSX file. So in React we use class names and not class. So let's change the class to class name. Okay, this is, oh my god, why it's not changing? This is changed. Some are changed, some are not. I'll type manually. So then let's look for the classes. I think everything is changed. Okay, fantastic. So we have this is from which file of page layouts, property 4. Do you mean HTML? Which file is this? Let me debug what's the issue at contact. It seems, let me check. This is from HTML4. Okay, this is use form. Okay, then what's the issue? Let me check. You're not using this. second. I think we can ignore that for now. Oh, this is for okay. Never mind, we can ignore this. No issues. This is just a warning. Alright. Okay, so let's move to the padding. Alright. So this is the screen. Okay, basically we can have a you can see right just now when we add the blue to 100. I think we're able to see that. So this is the screen, so we want to move it downwards, so we want to move and add some paddings. So maybe we can add some paddings like 10 maybe. Okay, let me check. Or should we make it center? Okay, I think this is a bit fine. Let's say if you move to services, something like that. Okay, about us. Okay, contact. Alright, so we can remove this blue. Alright, I'm not trying to do a perfect website right now. I'm just trying to give you the knowledge. Alright, so it's more like there's a lot of codes that I can actually refactor and improvise it, okay, in this project, but my objective is to give you on how to use all these tools like React, Tailwind, and all these libraries. Okay, that's my main objective. I really want to teach you on how to code clean. I think it will take much longer. Alright, so you can learn a lot of stuff when you do the project. That is why you have, after every class, try to do those projects. Okay, so this is fine for now. So let's work on the technical part, like on verifying the submission and making sure it's submitted to our email and all that. Alright, so this is working. Let's check. Let me get the values. So maybe I can put it here and then okay, let's check whether are we getting these values. So this is from what do you call that, from use form. Okay, so it will register all the values when you type. Okay, after that when you use this get values, you can receive the data in your form. Assume like that is a separate database for form alone, this form alone. Okay, so when you give some input, it will register into that database. Okay, then when you call get values, you will get all the data. So you can check, you can go to use form and then you can read about it here. Let's get values. Okay, to reading form values. Watch will be similar like get values, but watch is like something like every time when there is a changes, it will reflect immediately. But get values is called, it will be reflected when you call it. Alright, so let's check. So let's see if I type okay my name, okay, then and hello, hi. Alright, so let's check where are we getting the console log. So again, so see in the form data I got it. So this is the form data, right? Where is the console log? Okay, so we got the values. So let's see if I add this email. Okay, so you can add this register here. Okay, instead of this I use this required, then I change this to email. Right, so now let's say if I type and then submit, you can see I have all the datas. So let's say if I add for this message as well, copy this, then okay, now I can say message. So right, this, okay, let me type this is message. Okay, boom. So now we have 3 fields. Alright, so when you register, it will automatically will be saved to the form data. Then we can call it using get values. Okay, there are a few ways of calling the data. So one of the method is get values. You can check all those things here. You can even use watch, but watch will be triggered every time there's a changes. Okay, you can even read it here. So our next goal is we already receiving the data, but let's check validation of this data submitted. That's very important as well, so that you can store properly. Not every time you can. Sometimes you need to really verify whether this is really email or not. Okay, so let's say let's say the person didn't fill up the name, but they filled up the email and message. What you should do, you should show some error because this is required, right? So see, it's still submitting. So how we verify whether this is empty or not? Okay, whether the fields are empty or not. So what we can do is maybe we can uh, call trigger, but you can see here we have a method called trigger. So trigger is manually triggers form input validations. Okay, we trigger to get to check whether all the conditions are fine or not. So for example, over here we said that this is required. This is one of the things that it should check. Okay, so required means if you put a message or you write just put boolean true, okay, that means this field is required. Okay, so if you call trigger, it will show error if this field is not filled up. So what we can do, how we can do is you can do similar like this. Okay, for example, okay, instead of calling this we can just call, okay, what we can do is you can go here. Okay, if you want to test specific field, you can trigger specific fields, but we want to trigger for all the register. Okay, we want to trigger validation for all, so just put this bracket, empty bracket, that's enough. Then you get the result. So let me do a console log here, result. So I change this form data to submitted data. Okay, this one to be a result. So what I'm doing here is I'm triggering. Okay, I'm triggering the validation, then it will give us the result whether it's boolean or not. Okay, in the boolean, it will give you the boolean results whether it's true or false. If it's true, then let's check what's happening. If it's true, then I forgot, it should be, if it's true, then I think there is no issue. Let me check. Okay, let's check what will be the answer. I myself forgot whether it's true or false or vice versa. Okay, I think if it's true, then there is what do you call that? I think if it's true, I think there is error. If not, I think it's clear. Let's check. Now the name is empty. Let's see what happens. So it shows false. That means the form has errors. What if I type the name? Okay, then I submit. See, now it's true. True means everything is fine. Okay, my bad. I explained it wrongly just now. It's supposed to be true. True means everything is filtered. All the validation is okay. Okay, it's satisfied. All the validation is satisfied. So if it's not, if there's an error, then it will show false. So we can proceed to these steps where we submit to our email. Okay, where we call our what do you call it, the web3 forms. Okay, before we pass the data to web3 form, we should verify. Okay, so if it's true, then we pass the data, we send the email. If it's false, then we show error. Okay, so let's try how to show error. Yes, so that's the next part, how we can show error. So if you go to this where is, we can actually, there are few methods of showing errors. Okay, so what we can do is that is the validation thing, validation and errors. So that is a method. You can just use span or another div to show the error, or we can also okay, maybe we can do this. what we can do is we can check in the console log. Okay, we have form errors, right? Where's the form error? Okay, yeah, I missed it. Let me check. Let me show you how to show you the form error message. Yes, this is how. Okay, get this. Form errors, everything is in the documentation, no worries. So we use this. Then can you see how they call the error message? So you can there are a few methods. This is one of the method. I can show you another method. Errors. I don't really use this way. I use another method. Let me check. Let me check again. This is errors. Okay, let me check in console log. Alright. Okay, now we call errors. So we call this errors. So basically we are calling this here. Okay, let's see what are the errors it is displaying. It should be errors dot message. Alright, so refreshed. So now nothing is submitted, empty. So you can see the error is undefined. So we should okay, let me check again. Error. Okay, yeah, it's showing the error is displaying. You can see here. Alright, so what we should do is, for let's say you want to check the error message for the specific name, then you should put errors dot name dot message. Okay, so now you will get only this part. See, if I don't fill up this, then I will get it. Yes, can you see? This is the error. So what we can do is that we need to show error message here. This field is required at the bottom. So we can do it here. We can just add a span. Okay, then we can call this error message errors dot, and then look for the name here. This is the name, right? Okay, you can put it here, then dot message. So this is for to make sure there is something. Okay, this is check. Okay, you can Google about this. Okay, this is check whether this is to make sure that this is not null or empty. Okay, then you can add, this is email. Okay, then you can add another one. This is the button, right? So this should be here. So this is similar to this name message. Alright, now let's check. So there is an error. Can you see this field is required? This field is required because there is an error. Let's see if I filled up this name, then submit. See, it's gone, but this is still there because it is empty. So what we can do, let's make it let's customize the design a bit. Okay, I want it to be in red. So what we can do, make sure the text color is red. So how to make our text red? So you can search color, there is a text color. Okay, let me check text. I want to change the text color. This is font style. Okay, text color. So you can use, it's loading. By the way, guys, am I lost? Are you guys there? Hello? Am I lost? Am I alone? Or am I there? Can you guys send some thumbs up or make some noise? Or am I lagging? Just want to make sure I'm there. Is it always or only now? Okay, let me change my Wi-Fi to my data. Okay, is it okay now? Is it clear? Is it clear now? I've changed to my hotspot. Should be fine, I guess. Okay, because yeah, my Wi-Fi is like quite unstable. All right, so let me continue. Okay, guys. So what I want the error message to be in red. So I use this text rate. Okay, I use this color 500, text rate 500. So where is my code? Okay, I use this. In case if you want to make this as a like a component, okay, you can do it, no problem. All right, so how we can make a component, error message component maybe. So you can do that. You can just error message. Okay, you can do that, error message.jsx. Then what I can do is I can just call span. What was the class name just now? Okay, I pass a prop message. So the message should be okay. So this should be message, and then put it here. All right. So that you don't need to do one by one, no need to style it one by one, just pass the message, call the component, pass the message. So let's check our, where is this contact? Okay, so remove all this. Okay, so what we can do is, instead of doing this, okay, right now see everything's in this is in red, right? But we have made it as component, so we can use for all, reusable. Remove this, just call what's our name, component name, error message. So close it. Let's check whether it's imported. Yes, imported. So now we pass the prop name is message, so you can see it's written message. Okay, so message, what should be the message is from the errors, right? Errors, what's the name? Email. So email dot message. You will get this message because you put required and you have a message here, so it will follow the same thing. All right, so later I'll show you the difference. Boom, I do the same here, but this time this should be name. Okay, so it's easier if, let's say, they ask you to change the font style or in the colors or anything, or padding or anything, it will be easier. You can directly go to this component and just make changes at one place, then it will be reflected everywhere. All right, usually it's a rare case for each field to have a different colors of errors. Okay, usually there's a standardizations, so it shouldn't be a problem. So now you see it's reflected for all. Let's see if I fill up this, then submit, then you can see only 2 errors. Let's say you want to make it smaller, the font size. So how to make this font size smaller? You can go here, font size, then you can see text as, let me make it text SM. You can go to this error message, just add it here, enough, it will be reflected at all places. So you see it's reflected. Okay, so that's how you check error validation. At the same time, you should also check patterns. There's a lot more things to do in these validations, few more things to do, but however, let me just do pattern for the email lah. So we make sure that these people submit in this form. We already said in this input type email, so usually if this is not in email form, let's say if I just type my name alone, not at gmail.com, whatever, it shows error, but this error is not from use form. This error is from, okay, this we are showing, actually basically we are showing double errors. One is from the HTML itself, this input. Another one is from the what do you call that, from the use form. So what we can do is we can remove this type instead. Okay, we can do the validation here, so you can check on how to do the pattern. Okay, so let me go to the register validation. You can check for emails, the pattern. So you can also check using this. Okay, then you can check for number, date, check email pattern. Forgot what's the email pattern, to set email pattern. Okay, we can Google use form email pattern validation. Let me check. How we can validate the, so yeah, we can use this pattern. Okay, you can check that. So what I can do is I can add validation here. So now it should be a, if let's say if it's without this pattern, okay, now we don't have this type email. So what will happen is that even though that's not an email, we can still submit. See, since, okay, now you see, then if I type anything ABC, even though that's not email, there's no error. So if I add this validation, okay, this pattern, see when I submit, it shows that this is invalid. Okay, so we are saying that this value should be, this is like a regression expression or something like that. Okay, so we already wrote here that it should be something in these symbols. Okay, you can read about this regression expression, regex, okay, patterns. So you can learn about this. Okay, you can get it, you can get the examples from online as well, so not a big deal. All right, then you give proper message. All right, so you can see, so this is how you do validation using use form. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Come on, quickly. Do you understand on how to do the validation and get the data from form, using use forms, registration and all that? Is it clear? Come on, anyone, at least says thumbs up or type 111. At least type you understand. Okay, thank you so much. All right. Only myself knows how I feel I'm talking to myself alone. All right, that is why sometimes I have to come and ask you guys. Only then I feel like I'm not talking alone. All right, so okay, now the validation part is done. Let's move to submission. So now once you check whether the result is okay, no error, then we proceed with submitting these data. Okay, so basically we had a helper, right, to submit this form. This is basically not hook, this should be helper. Hooks means usually we call it as use, get, or what, something like that. So this should be helpers. Okay, all right, so what are we doing here? Oh, I'm just showing if it's going to be repetitive. Let's say if you're gonna have multiple contact forms and we're gonna use the same logics, you can just create one helper and then you call it whenever you want. So in this case we already called as to submit form. Okay, to submit email or to submit formula. Okay, so that you'll receive an email, right? So to send to submit email. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna copy this logic which is from web3 forms, right? So this is from web3 forms. So we got this from here. So basically we are saying that we're gonna get this event when you click on submit. Okay, we already put this form and here on submit. So when you click the button on submit, you'll get this event, and then you need to do this thing. Okay, then append it with your access key. Then this is how you call the APIs. Then this is how you got the status response. All right, so we're gonna repeat that for all contact. If in case in your project has a lot of contact forms or other forms, okay, and you want to submit to your email, okay, you can just call this to submit form. Just pass this prompt. Okay, so let's comment this part, but this is not what we want. We're gonna call this to submit form, right? Let me get the access key. Okay, let me get the access key. Let me retry. This is my email. Okay, let me go to my email. I can't open my email here, so let me check through my mobile for the access key. Usually once you type your message, your email address, then you can get it. One second. Okay, so let me check what's my access key. Okay, it's quite long. Let me. Okay, what I can do is, instead of using my own email, I can just use this email, right? Oh my god. And okay, I just use this email, insantbyte@gmail.com. Okay, access key. Okay, it's already sent. As you can see here, we already have the access key. Copy this, and then where is our paste it here. Alright, so once you got the event, okay, we are gonna, do you know what is event.prevent default? This is to prevent refreshing the page. Alright, so let's check the next step. So we need this event prevent default. Then this set is depends. This is just to show the user whether it's the data is being sent, the status of the data sending, whether submitted successfully or whether there is an error. Okay, we can handle that later. For now, we can just make sure we are able to submit. Okay, let me do all this. Okay, what I want to do is, I just want to create a let result. I can just create like this, console or data message error. Okay, alright, this is why, because this is not async. This should be async. Only then we can use await. So this is asynchronous. Alright, just do top. Okay, now you can see clearly. Okay, so basically in this function, okay, we need to pass the event. Okay, when you click submit, okay, you will get an email. You pass it here, then it will handle everything. This is completely from this library. Okay, you can just follow. You should understand when you get the data, okay, then you append it with the access key, then you're posting it to this API, then you'll be getting the response. Alright, if its data is successful, you'll get this response. Okay, if it's error, we show error. Alright, so this will be the result, right? Okay, let's move. So what I want to do here is okay, I want to remove this part. Then okay, if the result is true, okay, if there is no issues with when the trigger and there's no error, then it will become true, right? See, let me remove all this. Okay, we'll get true. When it's true, then we call this form. So to submit form. then we need to pass this event here. All right, so shall we test? Let me console log. Okay, when we console log whether this part is being triggered or not. Okay, hi from to submit form. Okay, let's try. Okay, now let's do a normal one, a proper one. Okay, hello, submit. So yes, it is submitted, but then we didn't do console log here. Console log result. At least we know that this form is submitted through console log successfully. Or we can do here instead of calling one by one, right? Don't know what's the value of the result because we are returning this. Okay, so even if you don't return should be fine, but we need it to show like loaders or something like that. Okay, so let's check. Name, hello, submit. So there is no, should be some errors. Reference error, result is not defined. Let me check what's the issue there. Okay, this should be here, or else what we can do, we can directly call this here instead. We can call it here instead. This is because this is await, right? So this is waiting for this. That's what's the issue just now. And then why still error result is not defined at to submit form. Which result is this? 2215. Okay, there is an error. Let's check submit form. This result. Oh, okay, because this is alamak. Okay, never mind. That is why I put let result top this. Let result. Okay, let me try now. Yes, form is submitted successfully. So just now this wasn't the issue. Writing in this way is better actually, rather than calling this await trigger here. Okay, this should be the good practice. This is unnecessary. Okay, this is not needed. Alright, so now let's check. Name, email, message, submit. Then it's loading. Then we got form submitted successfully. So we can check our email whether we have received it. So you can see here we got the notification. So here's the values. So any questions so far on the form submission, on how to create helpers? Okay, now if you see, your form is very clean, right? This form is very clean because you are using helpers. So your files are like a bit shorter, if rather than calling all your function and here, rather than writing this function here, making these files much longer and heavy. All right, it's good to have like helper, so that you can, if you want to use the same logic, you can just call this helper instead. Okay, so we're not using get values, we can remove this. So actually we can also make all these like inputs, usually what we'll do is that we'll make all these like this input field, text area, buttons, and many more as components, usually form components, and then we will call it whenever we require. But in this case, just we are developing only one contact, this is also fine lah. But if you are going to develop many forms, then it's better to make all this input with the labels as a component. Okay, so any questions so far? See, I'm trying again. this is, then hello, hi, then submitting, then submitted. So usually this is not a good user experience because we are not showing anything like it's submitting, it's done or something like that. So let's say let's say what we can do is that we can check whether the form submitted is successful or not. So what we can do is that we can have a let form result. Since we are returning the result, you can also get it here. You can call this. Okay, then we can check if form result is okay, form submitted successfully, then we show something, then we then we can show something like we can have a condition or something. I can, instead of error message, we can show at the bottom here. So what we can do is the form submitted, maybe we can use the use state just now, which is okay, successful. So we can call this one our state. We can call it anything. This is more like a variable. The state is like variable. Okay, so I want to change this to submit result. Okay, I want to know the result. Okay, so what we can do is that we can set it to set me result. So this is not necessary, this condition is not necessary. So what are we going to do is that we're gonna show the result here. So basically it will be either form submitted, because we are returning this result, right? So it will be either form submitted it will either show this or it will show the error message. So I can also remove all these console logs. Let me make it cleaner. Okay, so so I will be sure I'm returning this result. So basically either this or this. Okay, it will be written this. Then we will be checking, we will be passing the result to set submit result. We will be setting to the submit result. So what we're going to do is that, let's say we want to show the result, so we can show here, no problem, at the bottom of the button. Okay, I'm not I'm just randomly gonna show it. Okay, not making it pretty. React is not defined. What's the React is not defined? Seems which React mentioning about contact. Okay, React is not defined. Okay, all right, so now should be fine. You can ignore this part. Okay, now let's submit. There's an error, so name, and this is message. All right, then submit. Oh, there's an error. Let's check what is it. No, okay, wait. Objects are not valid as a React child. If you mean to render collection of children use blah 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 blah. The problem is at, I think this, oh, okay, we try again. Name, submit. Okay, span is the problem. So let me remove this for a while. Let's check what's happening. Okay, so this is the issue because we are not checking it when during the initial render. This will be empty, okay, because we are not submitting the form. Only once you submit it, then we will add some values inside this submit result. Only then it will able it will be able to show, right? Initially it will be empty. That is why I think it's showing the error. So what we can do is we check whether there is something or not in this submit result dot lang, maybe more than 0, then we show this span. Okay, if this condition is true, then it will show this, or else nothing. Okay, so if I submit, you can see there's a field required, so name, then submit. But then what happened? No message is shown. So let me check whether are we really getting it. Console.log. What we can do is result. Okay, all our results. What we can do is that validate. We change the name here. Validate. Okay, so here we want to assign the value to this result here. Okay, so basically we'll be getting some values because it's returning. Okay, it's returning result. So we will assign to this, then we show to the console log, and then we put inside this set submit. Okay, let me check now. Let's try. Okay, result is pending. Okay, this is because okay, I know why. Because we are using await. Okay, let me try this one. Let's see whether this works. Yes, okay, this is asynchronous function. Alright, so that is why we need to wait till we get the result. Okay, this await here, so we need to wait till we get the result. Alright, then it will move to the next line. Alright, so this is status. So you can show here the side, or you can show like icons, and depending on the results you can do whatever you want. Alright, but this is how you get the results. Alright, so I believe roughly you got the idea. Then maybe here I can just do some, make it a little bit better. Text, how I did this now. This text, no, where is the error message? Okay, instead of red, maybe we can make this green. So let's try again. Yeah, so nice. Okay, but it's not removed. Okay, that's not a problem now. Submit result, so it shows the result. Then okay, form is submitted. Okay, but it's not clearing, so we can set some timer to clear or anything like that. Okay, we can set like a timer. How to set timer? Set timer for use effect, something like that. Okay, set timer and use effect, set timer. Yes, this is the one. So what we can do is that we just display it for a while, then it will be removed. So how we can do is, we can see here some examples. So usually we will apply this at use effect. Okay, So what we can do is that, let me copy this. Okay, before that we need to call use effect. Okay, whenever there is a changes in the submit result, this use effect will be triggered. Okay, set time out to 2 seconds. Okay, this is, we set the submit result to empty. Okay, okay, what are we doing is that we are set whenever, okay, we set the dependency. Okay, submit result. Okay, so whenever something happens to the submit result, if there's any changes in submit result, then this function will be triggered, and also use effect will be triggered uh, on the first render of this page. Okay, and then it will be re-triggered when you set submit result here. Okay, it will be re-triggered, so it will be set back to empty. So for example, you see console.log, then just call this timer. Okay, you see on my first render this will be triggered. Okay, it's triggered. Usually in the development it will be triggered twice, that's common. Okay, then you see when I submit something, okay, it will be triggered. See, it's triggered again. Okay, then the kosong. If you want to increase the seconds, you can increase to 3 seconds. So you see that triggered twice. Okay, now when I submit something, boom, then once you get the result, okay, form is submitted successfully, after 3 seconds it will be removed. Okay, and then it's triggered. This use effect is triggered again. Okay, this is the dependency. So depending on these changes, it will be triggered. All right. Okay, so any questions, guys? On the contact part we are done. Any questions? Any questions, guys? On the contact form, do you understand on the validations? Do you understand on how we handle the errors results from the APIs and all that? Okay, usually for each component I don't think so 1 hour is enough. You see, I'm teaching this contact form since last week, but this is a very short workshop for this whole corporate website. Even though it's a very simple website, but there is a lot of things to do, to handle as well. All right, but this will be a good start for you. Okay, and especially when you join this Merdeka competition, you attempt it, I'm sure you'll learn a lot more. Okay, because you're doing the practical and you're applying to apply your knowledge, and I'm sure you'll be doing a lot of other researches. You'll try to use, you can also use other libraries. Okay, and have a good website. All right, so let's continue with the React icons. Okay, so since we have very limited time, so I'll just show you on how to use React icon briefly, and also React animate scrolls. Okay, maybe like we show some animations here, all that. Okay, so first let me exit all this. I'm not using this anymore. All right, so React icons. Okay, let me go to this React icons. Font awesome. Okay, you can go to this page and check the documentation on how to install it. It's very easy. Go to documentation. You can click here React, then you can see how to set up. So since we have this, you can copy SVG core. Alright, where is our, okay, make sure then by doing install this. Okay, now you can check whether it's installed properly. Yes, we already have it. Okay, then you can go to your next step, which is second step is add icon package. We're gonna use the free SVG. You can just copy and then run it. Okay, it's added as well. All right, so next is on how to use, okay, this one for the React, but let's wait, it's not complete yet. Okay, now you add this. So you already have all the package dependencies. Okay, we already have the React font awesome as well. So now on how to add icons. So let's say I want to add an icon at the form, or maybe at next to the contact. Okay, so let's try maybe a Facebook icon, something like that. So what we can do is you can see an examples like how they are using the icons. So ours is SVG. We install this one, something like this, right? With solid. Okay, we install just now solid SVG icons, you can see here. Okay, so we can try this as well. Copy this. Okay, where is our that? Okay, this is our, yeah, this is our footer. So where is our footer? This is footer. Okay, so we want to add after this, after the list. Okay, we are not adding a new list here, we just, okay, we can also add a new list, shouldn't be a problem. It will look the same. And before that, let's add the imports. Okay, now I want to call this envelope here. How are they calling? Let's check. So just call this icon. That there are many ways actually. So let me get a one right method. We can just call like that. Okay, yeah. So now let's see. Yeah, can you see the icon here? But we need some padding. So what we can do is we can add some paddings here, like this class name. They have some paddings, right? So what we can do is that we can add, instead, since we are not using link, oh, we have going to use link. So how we can use this? We can just copy. We're gonna link this to Facebook later. So now you can see what happened. Let me check. Okay, let me check what happened. So this hover is not required. Okay, what we can do is that we can just add margin left 2. So we have some gaps. We can also increase the gaps by adding to 6. Alright, so it will be clear. Okay, so we can also do it at the top like this, or at the side here, and you can do something like this as well. Okay, it's depending on your system. For now, my objective is to show you on how to use React icon. Let's say I want to change this to Facebook and Instagram. So you can go here and then look for the SVG. And go to the font awesome, then look for Facebook. Then search. Lama. Okay, search. Mission V5. Okay, never mind. We can also go here. Okay, there's another method actually. command component, add some icons. Okay, I'm looking for their commander too. Back to font awesome. Yeah, okay, this is one. And search for the icon. So we want Facebook. So click Facebook. Click Facebook here, then look for React. Then you can get this whole code. Okay, so copy this, then paste it here, and make sure you import. But just now you see the way imported is different, so instead of copying it blindly, okay, you can just call. Okay, yeah, you can do the individual import. All right, so copy this file Facebook, paste it here. So this is solid, so you can see looks like there's an error. Footer, let me check what happened. This is solid, right? Oh, this is not solid. This is solid. Yeah. Then kenapa pula? Let me make it. Let me check. This should be solid. What? Okay, what we can do is we can go back. Then we can make sure the style is solid. Okay, we don't have solid for Facebook. So just now it was regular, is it? Not regular, not light, not thin. So what was it? So this is just regular icon, seems. Let me check. What if we do global thing? Could not find. So let's check package brands listed. This one should be okay. Okay, the import was problem just now. This should be free brands SVG. Okay, so this is our Facebook icon. Then we can also add another icon, maybe social media. Let's call this social. Okay, maybe okay, Instagram. So this is the one. Then call what? Add another item. Remove this here, then add for Instagram. Okay, so now we can see the Instagram icon. What if you want to increase the size? Okay, you can actually increase by adjusting the sizes here. I think you can do that later. Maybe if I change these to XR, I think it will increase as well. Oh, this is not. So if I increase here, I think this automatically will increase as well. Okay, so it's similar like font when you like increasing your font size. And then you can also, let's change to like, okay, this should be, okay, dot com. This is URL. So when I click this, oh, since we are using link, I think link, okay, link, scroll to URL. You can check on how to add the or we can also do, we can do an easy method here. So calling a, we can remove this, we can use this a tag instead. Okay, be much easier because we don't need the smooth transitions. So this will be f review.facebook.com. Let's try for this. Okay, now when I click this, oh, it's just adding URL. Wait, HTTP Facebook, HTTPS, then okay, now let's try again. So I click this, it's opening the Facebook. Yes. Alright, so this is how you add our icons, then you add URLs to it. Alright, so any questions on this React icons? Any questions? Do you understand on how to import it? Okay. Alright, so next part is the React animate on scroll. So let me get it. React animate on scroll. So we will be using yeah, this guy's one, this library. This is what I use for this project. It looks cool. It's quite easy to use as well. Okay, you can see the animations. So let's try for our home page and all this. Okay, so what we should do is we can go to this GitHub page, then you can see for the instruction on how to download. So you can just call this. Okay, let's go to our thing, then download the package. You can see here, so it's downloaded. Okay, this is beta version, it seems. Never mind, let's try and see. If possible, download the stable version. This is a stable version. We're supposed to use this. Never mind, we can just try that. Okay, then we import. Okay, let's say we're gonna try at our home page. So we import here, then call this as init. Okay, we initialize. After that, you can just add the fields like fade up. So you want to see the examples here. So this is the examples coming from right and left. So let's add this to our home page. So I want to show this container from a left from fade from left to right. So we can just add it next to this, right? We already have it. Then the left is for the image. You can see, right, we have words and the image, so we can add here. Alright, so now, so can you see it's showing the animation, so it will be on your first render. Alright, let's say if you want to add some time, it's too fast, right? Okay, so you want to add some time, you can do here. Just add duration, okay, 2002 seconds. So you can see there, you can see there, okay, you can add durations, delays, offset, a lot more over here. This is for global application, and this is like for each, all right, for each individual animations. So you can see it's nice. 2 seconds is nice. So let's do for the about us. Okay, we call this what is about. Okay, then call this here. You can still do it, initiate it at the top, shouldn't be a problem. Then let's say I want to add different animation now, maybe like this. Yeah, flip left, flip right. So I want to add it here for about. So this is for the description, and then we do for image as well. Image for, so let's try now. Okay, this is a home, then this is for about us, then finally for services. Okay, for services we have cards. For each cards, yeah, maybe we can zoom in, we can do this. So where is our services, and we have cards, right? So we can do for our each cards. Okay, then we can call the import. Instead of setting the time here, what I want to do is that I want to set the time for individual cards. So you see now the card is, okay, we don't really see. Let me add. Right, it's now we are not, it's not really visible. So what we can do is we can try to add here. Yes. Okay, it's not applicable for the. Okay, what we can do is that instead of calling it here, we can actually call it directly at the card. If you want, if you are going to apply the same animation all over the places, then we can do that. We can actually directly import it as well. Alright, then we can call this zoom in. So this is the, where is the cut? Okay, we can do it here. So now you see, yes, okay. So what we want to do is that we want to make it slower, so we can try to increase the seconds. So now let's try. So you see it's slower. Alright, then you want to do some animation for this contact as well, you can do the same. Contact, then we call animations. You can call this we can do for the whole form. Okay, so let's let me check what happened. Oh, okay, I missed something. Alright, so now it should be fine. Okay, so alright, we are done. So maybe we can add some paddings here in between the header and the spot. So what I want to do is the B padding below, padding bottom, be 10. So it's better. Alright, so that's all about the animation. Maybe you want to try other properties, you can try one by one and you can see. Alright, so any questions? Any questions, guys? You understand how to use React icons, React animation on scroll? This is very straightforward, right? Wow, every one of you is so good. You can catch up in one go. All right, good. So let's make some drums. Okay, so let's summarize our project. So basically, we have learned on how to create components. Okay, how to you can actually import your images here, then you can call it. Okay, then this is on how to create helpers, layouts, pages, okay, and routings. All right, so this is all what we learned. I believe I've given my best, and you guys are able to catch up. We also learned about use forms. All these are very regular, very common libraries that you'll apply in most of the companies. Even if you do freelancing, okay, all these libraries are very useful and quite stable as well established. So be really useful for you. Okay, so before we wrap it up, okay, and before we move to the Merdeka competition details, may I know anyone has any questions, anyone wants to ask for some tips? Okay, there should, if you really understand, I'm 100% sure there'll be some questions to ask. So come on, feel free to ask. You can type at the chat.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hello.
I still have problem with my folder. Basically, we can use any existing library and just
Sorry, your line was breaking. Can you
um,
repeat it again?
retype it into our. I think I will just type the question. Hello?
Hello, yeah, you can type the question better because I'm not sure whether my line or your line is breaking. Anyone else have any questions to ask? Did you try to attempt? Okay, did you try to set up the project and try to use all these libraries? And did you face any issues? You can ask now. It's depending on your projects, it's depending on your team and all that. If you're all alone, then obviously it's open. Okay, we try our best to use our open source library, which is trust trustable, which is genuine. Okay, then stable. All right, there are a lot of libraries, but then we should know which one will be suitable and easy to manage and which one is really active. Some libraries are not updated for years. Okay, but React is being updated every, like, literally uh, every every year, literally. Okay, so they should also update their libraries, only then it will support. So you should also check all that. Okay, but obviously you're open for open sources. You can try one by one, no issues. But you should know how to use all these libraries, how to read the documentation and all that. So at the moment, my folder still can't run my tailwind is inside. Does it mean I have to install Node.js before I install it? Yes, obviously you have to install Node.js. In all the classes I've mentioned that, make sure you have Node.js. Only then you can use the package manager npm. Yes. Anyone is trying to ask something? Okay, if you are really unsure about on how to download this Node.js and all that, you can just Google and see, and even YouTube. That's very very easy steps. Okay, it's depending whether you're using Windows or MacBook. All right, someone is unmute. Are you trying to ask something? Okay, so any other questions, guys? Come on, I can see Zerai, Hafizu, Eddie, and a few more. All right. So if no questions, then we can proceed with Merdeka competition. Alright, so I'll briefly explain what this Merdeka competition is about. Okay, so you have to develop, we can call it as corporate website, or we can also call it as like landing page. Okay, but I prefer it to be a corporate website. Alright, so you have to develop a fully functional corporate website for Merdeka merchandise. Assume that it's a company. Okay, it's a company. Okay, they are selling Merdeka merchandise. So basically, uh, your corporate website should be in Merdeka theme. All right, so make sure you can do something like, let me share some screen. Like, assume it's a shop selling some merchandise, like, mugs and souvenirs. All right, so you can show their products, but you don't need to do like you don't need to do this system, like you can purchase product. It's not, it's though you don't need that. You just need to show what products they have, like in this website. See, so maybe when they click, you can add some features, like maybe when they click, you can have, but you can do some like a pop-up and show some explanation about these products. And maybe you can have like a button here. If they are interested, when they click this button, then it will go to contact form. So if they are interested, they can get in touch with them. Okay, you don't need to do like but the e-commerce system here. You just need to do a corporate website where you display their about them, about the company and the products they sell. So the product they're selling is Merdeka merchandises, like souvenirs, t-shirts and all that. Okay, and it, and then you can create similar like this, or you can improvise. Okay, you can get more ideas from others as well. You can Google around and check for designs. Okay, but use the stacks that I taught you if possible. Okay, please use the stacks that I taught you, so that uh, you can apply the knowledge that I have taught taught you in the past 4 classes. All right, so use Tailwind CSS, React. Okay, you can also use React icon, use forms, and what else we learn? Okay, React animation on scroll. Okay, you can also try to apply React routers and all that. All right, then make sure you submit the file in zip file. Okay, you should, this whole project should be zipped, and then you submit it. I think not sure, later we need to clarify with Sue whether there will be a Google form for the submission. Okay, so you can submit it through that. Then you should also submit GitHub link. So basically, after you complete this project or while you're completing the project, please try to use Gits. Okay, we didn't cover Gits in this class. If I covered that, I think we need another 2 3 classes. All right, maybe we can do another workshop for Git alone in upcoming months. All right, so try to use that. You can also Google, you can check in YouTube, you can how to use Gits, and then try to upload your project, push your course into GitHub, then share the content. Okay, so make sure you have a very good UI UX, and the designs are consistent and responsive. Responsive means it can be used in handphone, tabs, and monitors, laptops. Okay, and it should be easy to navigate. All right, it should be easy to navigate, and your site should be fast as well. Obviously, this is a very light project. I'm sure the website gonna be fast, but don't uh, make sure it's smooth lah when we use. All right, and you should have error handlings, and the code qualities is very important. I want to see how you write the codes, because you see, if you don't know how to use these develop components and helpers, your codes for each pages will be really long, and you will be using a lot of you might have a lot of redundancy codes. Okay, then make sure, if possible, have like if you want to be a standout among the others, then try to have some new features, unique features, and all that. Okay, assume that there is a user, okay, you're coming for Merdeka merchandise. When they see this website, they can understand about the company. Okay, why we are developing all this corporate website. Okay, for the use, for a customer or the users to feel genuine with the company, again branding purposes, and also for them to clearly understand what this company is about and what they are doing. Okay, and what they can do if they are interested with their services or products. Okay, so you should you should achieve all those motives when you're developing this corporate website. All right, so any questions on the competition details? I think later Sue will send the competition details document. Is it correct, Sue? Okay, yes. So yeah, so you submit the form through, in the form make sure you submit zip file and GitHub link. Yeah. All right. So any if one last time, any other questions? How do we convert the project to a zip file? Basically, this is a folder. You can go and check. Where is my folder? Corporate. Let me check. This is okay. Okay, this is my project. Okay, this is not my project. Okay, actually, this will be in the something like this. Okay, in this normal common folder. Okay, then make it to zip. Okay, you can use any online services, free services, to convert it to zip. Basically, you don't need to host the website, but if you want to try, you can try Netlify or Vercel, something like that. Like if you want to be like practice Netlify or Vercel, you can try once you upload to the Git. Once you push your code to GitHub, you can try to host through Netlify or Vercel. These are free hostings. You can do that if you want. Okay, that's optional. Our primary goal is that to develop a proper corporate website which the company is selling Merdeka merchandise. Make sure the theme of the website is Merdeka. All right, so you can use all those colors like blue, red, white, yellows. Okay, Any other questions? Okay, no questions. So I hope everyone can do the uh, everyone can participate in this competition and do well with your website. Wish you all the best, and thank you so much for joining all the classes. So see you again on I think the next class is on 4th September, where where we will be doing the reviews of your projects. I will be going through all your codes, then I'll give some reviews, some suggestion where you can improvise and all that, and then I will also reveal who's the winner for the competition. Okay, so thank you so much, and now I'd like to pass it to Sue.
Right, so thank you so much, Evan, for attending the session. Okay, so I hope everyone is clear on about the competition details and the list of the details and the poster also sent out on Discord. Right, so you can check out the details on the Discord post, which is here for the competition. Right, and if you have any questions during when you were doing the project, you can ask in the Discord, right? And then the deadline for the submission will be on the Sunday, 1st of September, 8 malam, okay, 8 p.m. So, and then for those who submitted and joined in the competition, will be able to come in for the 4th of September class. Alright, because the class will be on the project submission. So whoever yang submit project will be able to come for the class and get their project reviewed. Alright, and thank you again for attending the class. I also shared with you on the Discord chat box. This one for feedback, you can give us any feedback for our bootcamp classes, and also any idea or opinion ataupun any suggestion for future classes, any topic that you would like to see for the coming month, boleh letakkan dalam feedback form. Alright, and also we also set up for kita punya map page, Google Maps, so feel free to give a review. Right, so thank you so much, Evan. I think that's it. Kalau ada soalan boleh tanya dalam Discord anytime. Alright, thank you so much. Goodbye.
Thank you.
சந்திரனு சென்னையில் தான் போய் இருக்கான் ஃபுல்லாக.
Mm.
நான் நேற்றே அவனுக்கு பார்த்துட்டு சந்திரன்கிட்ட சொல்லலாமா அப்படின்னு யோசித்தேன். வாட் யூ திங்க்?
அது அங்கே காகோ கிட்ட இருக்கு. இவனை வச்சுக்கிட்டு இப்போ ஏன் வேலை அவன் என்ன வேலையாக போனாங்க எனக்கு தெரியல.
ஃபேமிலியோடு போயிருக்கான் அவங்க அம்மா அப்பாவோட. இல்லை, இப்போ லாலா மூவ் மாதிரி அங்கே டிரைவர் இருக்கும், எடுத்து அவன் இடத்துக்கு அனுப்பிட்டாலே போதும், அவன் எடுத்துகிட்டு வந்துடுவான்.
இப்போ என்ன ஸ்டேட்டஸ்ன்னு கேளுங்க.
எனக்கு ஒரு மாதிரி இருக்குது, அதுவுமே அப்டேட் பண்ணல. நான் 10 வாட்டி கேட்டேன்னா அது வாழ்க்கையை வருத்துரும். சீலாப்பா இது துணியை எடுத்து போய்
சரி, நான் கேட்குறேன், நான் கேட்டு பார்க்குறேன். என் ஃப்ரெண்டு ஒருத்தன் அங்கே தான் இருக்கான். வேணுன்னா கூட நான் அந்த லாலா மாதிரி எடுத்து அனுப்பி விட்ருவேன்.
அவன் கிளம்பி வந்துட்டு இன்னைக்கு ஸ்டாரி போட்டுக்க போகிறான். அவன்கிட்ட முதல்ல
நான் கேட்குறேன். அப்போ எனக்கு மட்டும் செய்ய முடியுது?
தெரியல. நிறையா ஃபேஷியல் இருக்குது. கோல்டு ஃபேஷியல் செஞ்சால் மூஞ்சி அப்படியே இருக்கிற கலரோட இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் கோல்டாகவும், ஸோ மூஞ்சி ஃபேர் ஆகுது. சொன்னாங்க இந்த வாரம் ஒன்று 8ஆம் தேதி போலியோ 9ஆம் தேதி போல முடியும்.
தெளிவாக கிடைக்கிறேன். ஹலோ.
ஹலோ சொல்டா.
இப்போ ஃப்ரெஷ்ஷாக தான் இருக்குது. நான் தூங்கிட்டே நினச்சேன். ஓகே, என்னாச்சு? எனி அப்டேட்ஸ்? எனி அப்டேட்ஸ்?
என்ன வாட்ஸ்அப் கால் பண்ண ஒரு வெங்காயமும் எனக்கு
ஆ, கேட்டு பார்ப்போம். நான் அனுப்பிச்சுங்க, அனுப்பலைன்னா சரி கேட்டு பார்ப்போம். அவசரத்துக்கு கேட்குறது தவிர. ஹலோ.
ஹலோ கேக்குதா?
ஆ
சொல்டா.
உனக்கு வாட்ஸ்அப் கால் தான் பண்ண கிடைக்கலன்னு தான் அடித்தேன் இதில். சரி,
அது வாட்ஸ்அப் கால் பண்ணி அக்செப்ட் பண்ண அப்படியே கனெக்டிங்லேயே ஜாம் ஆயிடுச்சு. அப்புறம் நீ அப்படியே காலிங்லேயே வருது. சரி அதை கேன்சல் பண்ணிட்டு நார்மல் மறுபடியும் அடிக்கலாம் பார்த்தா நீ அடிச்சிட்ட நார்மல் கால்.
சரி, ஏதாச்சும் அப்டேட் வந்துச்சா?
வந்துச்சு. ஆனா உனக்கு ஹை ஹோப்ஸ் கொடுக்கக்கூடாதுன்றதுக்காக தான் நான் சொல்லல.
என்னது?
ஹோப்ஃபுல்லில ஸோ அந்த இவங்க வந்து ஃபோன் அடிச்சு கேட்டிருக்காங்க போல. அவங்க அனுப்பிட்டாங்க, நாளைக்கு வந்துரும்னு சொன்னாங்களாம். ஆனா இவர் என்ன சொல்றாருன்னா, நாளைக்கு வந்து சிவகுமார் நம்மளுக்கு கால் பண்ணோன்னு உங்ககிட்ட சொல்ல சொன்னாரு. என்னன்னா திடீர்னு ஹை ஹோப்ஸ் வச்சுட்டு அப்புறம் திடீர்னு வரலன்னா அது ஒரு பிரச்சனை இல்ல.
பட் தென் அவங்க அனுப்பிட்டாங்க, ட்ராக்கிங்லாம்
அவங்க
கொடுத்தாங்க.
அனுப்பிட்டாங்க, கன்ஃபார்மா அனுப்பிட்டாங்க.
எப்படி கன்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணுறது?
ஏன்னா அவங்க வந்து அந்த இவங்க கிட்ட கன்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க நேரடியாக ஆஃபீஸில் போய்.
ஓகே.
ஸோ இப்போ என்னன்னா அவங்க அக்கார்டிங் டு ஹர் அவங்க நாளைக்கு வந்துருன்னு சொல்கிறாங்கடா. எனக்கு தெரியல, ஆனால்
நாளைக்கு வந்தாலும் கஷ்டம் தாண்டமே.
ஏன்னா இது விமானத்தில் அனுப்புகிறாங்க. அதனால தான் நான் கேட்டேன், விமானத்தில் 3 மணி நேரத்துலனா ஒரு நாளே வந்துடும். அதே
இப்போ நான் போய் வேட்டி சட்டை இங்கே தைக்க கொடுத்தேன். அவங்களும் சொன்னாங்க இப்போ அவங்க வந்து ஊர்லேருந்து RMX என்னமோ பாய்க்கிறாங்கன்னா மலேசியாவில் வந்து ஜிடெக்ஸ் மூலிமா வந்து சேருமா. ஸோ அவங்க அப்படி தான் யூஸ்வலாக ஊர்லேருந்து துணிலாம் எடுக்கிறாங்களா. ஸோ அவங்க சொன்னாங்க வித்தின் 2 டேஸில் வந்துடுமா, 2 to 3 டேஸில் வந்துடுமா.
என்ன இது பாய்க்கிறாங்களா அவங்க?
RMX என்னமோ சொன்னாங்க. RMXும் ஜிடெக்ஸும் ஒன்று தான். நான் மலேசியாவில் வந்து ஜிடெக்ஸில் வருமா என்னமோ சொன்னாங்க அவங்க.
கொரியர் ஆக்சுவலி அதான் நான் சொல்ல, இந்த காகு வந்து ஒரு விளக்கெண்ண காகு போல. ஏன்னா இதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து we are planning to change. ஆக்சுவலி இந்த மாதிரி வந்து ஒரு தடவை நடந்திருக்குடா, அதுக்கப்புறம் ஒரு பிரச்சனையும் இல்லை. அதான் நம்ம சொல்றேன், நம்ம டைமிங் அப்படி இருக்குது.
இல்லை இப்போ ஏன் அடிச்சேன்னா
லாஸ்ட் இயர் வந்து அதுவும் தீபாவளி ஆர்டர்ஸ் கிட்ட தான் நடந்துச்சு.
இப்போ ஏன் தெரியுமா அடிச்சேன்? ஏன்னா என்னோட ஃப்ரெண்ட் ஒருத்தர் சென்னையில் தான் இருக்காங்க. இப்போ அவங்க அனுப்பாமல் இருந்திருந்தா டைரெக்டாக லாலா புஃப் மாதிரி அங்கே சொல்லி அவன்கிட்ட கொடுத்து அவன் வரப்போ எடுத்து வந்துடுவான்.
ஆக்சுவலி அனுப்பிட்டாங்களா. ஏன்னா அவங்க 19ஆம் தேதியே போய் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க தெரியுமா. இந்த காகு வந்து நல்லா வருது எனக்கு வாயில. அவங்க போன வாரம் மண்டே போய் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. இன்னைக்கு அனுப்பியிருக்காங்க. அப்ப பாத்துக்கோ.
சரி இந்த வாரம் இப்போ தேர்ஸ்டேக்குள், நாளைக்கு தான் தேர்ஸ்டே, நாளைக்கு வந்தால் கூட ஓகே தான் தெரியுமா. ஏன்னா ஃப்ரைடே வந்துட்டா கூட நான் எடுத்துகிட்டு போயிடுவேன். ஏன்னா ஃப்ரைடே ராத்திரி தான் கிளம்புவோம்.
அதான் நான் உனக்கு கண்டிப்பா நாளைக்கு இவரு வந்து அவங்க சொன்னோன்னே அவரு அந்த சுபாங்களூர்ல ஒரு கட்சி கேட்டாரு. அவர் சொன்னாரு வர வாய்ப்பு இருக்கு, ஆனா நான் எதுக்கும் உங்ககிட்ட நாளைக்கு கன்ஃபார்ம் பண்றேன்னு சொன்னாரு. வேண்டிக்கோ நாளைக்கு வந்துடணும்னு. சரியா?
ஃபுல்லியில் வந்துச்சுன்னா பல பிரச்சனை தீர்ந்துடும்.
அதான் நானும் அதான் முதல்ல அஸ்வினி முதல்ல கூப்பிட்டு பேசிட்டு இருந்துச்சு. அது அந்த ப்ளீட்ஸ் பத்தி அம்மாட்ட கேட்கறேன்னு சொல்லிச்சு. கால் பண்ணிடுச்சாமா?
நான் முதல்ல சாரி வரட்டேன்ட்டு.
அது இன்னும் கேட்கலையா? அது நேற்று முதல்ல என்கிட்ட கேட்டுட்டு இருந்துச்சு. நான் சொன்னேன் நீ கும்லா கார்டெலாம் சொல்றதுக்கு நேராக போய் அம்மாட்டே சொல்லிடலாம்.
நான் சொன்னேன் அது எதாவது சொல்லு, எங்கள் அக்காவுக்கு சொல்கிறதும் எங்கள் அம்மாட்ட சொல்கிறதும் ஒன்று தான்ட்டு.
ஏன்னா ஆமாம் அவங்க எப்போ இருந்தாலும் அம்மா பேசுறது தான் கேட்பாங்க அப்படின்னு. அதான் நான் சொன்னேன் நீ அதான் சொல்லியிருந்தேன் டிவோஷனி கூட அது எங்கரில் பட்டி தான் அவங்க மாமியார் வந்து செஞ்சாங்களா?
உங்கள் அம்மாவுக்கு தெரியுமா? உங்கள் அம்மாட்ட போய் கிளாரிஃபை பண்ணுவாங்களே.
இல்லை அவங்களுக்கு தெரியாதே மாமியார் அப்படி செஞ்சாங்களா இல்லையான்னு. எனக்கு மட்டும் தான் தெரியும். ஏன்னா அவி இதை எட்டுதுன்னு சொன்னார்.
இல்லை இல்லை சரி. ஆனால் திடீர்னு அத்தை வந்துட்டு இல்லை நாங்கள் கோத்தால் வச்சு தான் கொடுத்தோம் அப்படின்ட்டாங்கன்னா
இல்லை ஏன்னா அவங்களுக்கு தெரியாது. ஏன்னா நான் தான் போய் கொடுத்தேன். ஆக்சுவலி நாங்கள் போய் பின்னாங்களை போய் அந்த இதெல்லாம் செஞ்சுட்டு நான் போய் கொடுத்தேன். அதனால அம்மா வந்து கண்டிப்பாக திவாஷினிக்கு தான் தெரியும், கண்டிப்பாக அப்படி தான் டைலாக் கொடுவாங்க. அப்படி கேட்டாங்கனாலா அந்த அளவுக்கு ஃபோன்ஸ்லாம் கேட்க மாட்டாங்க.
இந்த வாரம் நீ வரதானே?
அப்போ அவங்களே எடுக்கலன்னா நான் என்ன சொல்லுவேன்? நேற்று அவங்க அடிச்சிருக்காங்க. நான் பயந்து ஃபோன் எடுக்கல. மேபி அவங்க ஏதோ சாரி பற்றி கேட்டுருவாங்களோன்ட்டு. எனக்கு கதை வேறு தெரியாதா? அவங்க ஒரு 10 மணிக்கிட்ட அடிச்சிருக்காங்க எனக்கு.
இல்லை இந்த வாரம் நீ வரதானே சித்தியானுக்கு?
ஆமாம்.
அப்போ நம்ம நேரில் லைட்டாக பேசி பார்ப்போம்.
நீ எப்போ வர? நீ சட்டர்டே வரியா?
நான் சட்டர்டே நான் காடி அன்றைக்கி கண்ணாடி மாட்டிட்டேன். ஸோ போயிட்டு டின்டர் பண்ணி முடிச்சுட்டு ஒரு ஆஃப்டர்நூன் கிளாஸ் பண்ணுவேன்.
சரி சரி. அப்போ எப்போ கிளம்புவேன்?
ப்ராபபிலி சண்டே காலையில் எழுந்திரிச்சு கிளம்பி அஸ்வினியெல்லாம் போய் தலை ஏற்றிட்டு இப்போ சாரி வந்துருச்சுன்னா இதான் பிளான்லாம் தலை போய் ஏற்றிட்டு நான் இப்போ போவேன்.
ஓ ஆமாம் ஆமாம். அதே ஃபிங்கர்ஸ் க்ராஸாக வேண்டிக்கு சொல்லு. வந்துடும் சரியா?
வந்துருச்சுன்னா
நாளைக்கு அப்டேட் பண்ணுறேன் நாளைக்கு.
ஓகே.
ஆனால் சரி சரி ஓகே.
அண்ணா அது
இல்லை எனக்கு என்ன பையன் நீ அஸ்வினி பக்கத்தில் தான் இருக்கல
அது தூச்சிக்கிட்டு
அது பயந்துட போகுது. அது எனக்கு என்னன்னா அது ரொம்ப பயப்படுது. எனக்கும் அதுக்கிட்ட அப்டேட் பண்ணுறதுக்கும் பயமா இருக்கு. இப்போ என்கிட்ட போய் இப்போ வந்து இல்லை இன்னும் வரலன்னா அது ரொம்ப கஷ்டப்படுமா? அது கல்யாணம் சரி வேறையா? எனக்கு புரியுது அதோட ஃபீலிங்ஸ். அதனால நான் வந்து நாளைக்கு
நான் வந்து பயப்படவே இல்லை. இப்போ நான் பயப்படவே இல்லை. நான் எவ்வளோ பெரிய அம்பு வந்தாலும் தாங்கலான்னு இருக்கேன்.
தெரியும் உன் வாய்ஸ்ல அப்படி தெரியுதுடா.
நான் ஒன்று தான் சொன்னேன்.
ஆமா பேசுறேன் என்கிட்ட. அஸ்வினி தான் பயப்படுது.
நான் ஒன்று தான் சொன்னேன்.
இதுல உங்க மம்மி வேற கேட்டுட்டே இருக்காங்க வேற.
வரலன்னா வச்சுக்க டிக்கெட்டை போட்டு நேராக போய் எடுத்துட்டு வரேன். அவ்வளோதான் என்ன பண்ணுறது.
இல்லை அந்த அளவுக்குலாம் ஒருத்தான இருக்காது. நல்லதுதான் இருக்கும் சரியா?
அனுப்பிட்டா பிரச்சனை இல்லை வந்துடும். இன்கேஸ் லேட் ஆகணும்னா எனக்கு பிரச்சனை இல்லை. நான் தவிர லீவ் போட்டு இப்போ போயிட்டு வரணும். வேறு ஒன்றும் பண்ண முடியாது.
இல்லை அந்த அது வந்து பிளான் பியை வச்சுக்கலாம். பிளான் ஏ வந்து இது எப்போ எப்படி பிளான் பண்ணுறப்போ இந்த மாதிரி நடந்துடணும்னு வேண்டிக்கணும் சரியா? நான் கண்டிப்பாக நாளைக்கு அப்டேட் பண்ணுறேன். நாளைக்கு ஆஃபீஸ் தான் போவேன்.
ஓகே
சரியா?
சரி சரி
சரி 10:30 மணி ஆயிடுச்சு. 1/2 மணி நேரம் நான் தூங்க. 11 ஆக போகுது.
நான் இப்போ தான் கிளாஸ்
மணிக்கெல்லாம் தூங்குறப்பில்ல.
இப்போ தான் கிளாஸ் முடிச்சு அதான் அடித்தேன். ஞாபகம்
வீட்டில் இருக்க
அப்புறம் தான் ஞாபகம் வச்சு இவன் இங்கே இருக்கானே சரி ஒரேடியாக அனுப்பலைன்னா அவன்கிட்ட அனுப்பி விட்டு எடுத்தா சொல்லிடலாம் அப்படின்னு.
இல்லை அனுப்பிட்டாங்களாம். அதனால அவங்க போய் ஆஃபீஸ்லேயே கேட்டிருக்காங்க போல. ஏன்னா நாங்கள் இவர் சொன்னார் கல்யாணம் சரி விளையாட முடியாது, அந்த பொண்ணுக்கு 2 வாரத்தில் கல்யாணம் அப்படின்னு. அப்புறம் நான் நினைக்கிறேன் அவங்க நேரடியாக போய் கேட்டிருக்காங்க போல. அப்படிதான் சொன்னாங்க.
ஓகே ஓகே சரி ஓகே ஓகே
சரி
தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச். பார்ப்போம்.
ஐயோ அதெல்லாம் சொல்லாத. சரி பாய்.
வந்துருச்சுன்னா நீங்கள் கையோடு எடுத்து வந்துடலாம். நாங்கள் வந்து எடுக்கணுக்கா அவசியம் இல்லை. அதான் வெள்ளிக்கிழமை வரீங்க.
அதான் உங்கள் மம்மி வேறு எதுக்கு கிடைச்சாங்கன்னு தெரியல. சாரி பற்றி கேட்பாங்களோ?
கேட்டால் வந்துக்கிட்டு இருக்குன்ட்டு
வந்துக்கிட்டு இருக்குண்ணா.
இந்த வாரத்தில் வந்துடும்.
சரி சரி
ஓகே உன்னோட ஜாமாவோட அனுப்பி விட்டேன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி முடிச்சிரு.
சரி சரி
சரி பாய்.
சரிடா ஓகே பாய்.
ஓகே இப்போ நாளைக்கு இல்லை நாளானிக்கு வந்துடும். ஹோப்ஃபுல்லியில் அனுப்பி விட்டாங்கன்னா
ஓகே நான் பஸ் தேடி பார்க்குறேன். ஆனால் நான் ஆக்சுவலி கேரளேருந்து வர மாட்டேனே. ஏன்னா நான் தான் சொன்னேன்ல 15 தாய்லாந்து போகிறேன். ஸோ ஃப்ரம் தாய்லாந்து லைக் உத்தரஸ்லாத்தாலேருந்து எப்படி அங்கேருந்து தான் ட்ரெயின் பார்க்குறேன்ல. மீன் லைக் ஃப்ரம் பட்டாங்கசார்லேருந்து எப்படி சமானியா நீங்கள் மஞ்சள் சொன்னீங்களா மஞ்சமும் தேடி பார்க்குற போது மஞ்சள் இருக்காங்க அண்ட் அப்டேட் பண்ணுறேன் உங்களுக்கு.
நீ ட்ரெயின் டிக்கெட் எடுக்க போணுச்சுன்னா நீ 10 கஜா கூட வந்து இறங்கிடலாம். 10 கஜாவில் வந்து இறங்கிட்டா கூட we can see வெதர் அரேஞ்ச் பண்ண முடியல யாராச்சும் ஏற்றிக்க முடியுமான்னு. இல்லாட்டி நீ அப்படி யாரும் டிஸ்டர்ப் பண்ண வேணாம்னு நினச்சேன்னா தென் நீ என்ன பண்ணலாம், நேராக ஈப்போவில் வந்து இறங்கிட்டு ட்ரெயின் அங்கேருந்து மேபி நீ பஸ்ஸு எடுத்து வரலாம்ல மஞ்சோங்கு. இப்போலேருந்து மஞ்சோங்க்கு வந்துட்டு ஒரு 1.5 ஹவருக்குள்ளே வந்துடும். பஸ்ஸுன்னா காடினா 1 ஹவருக்குள்ளே போயிடுவோம். பஸ்ஸுனா 1.5 ஹவருக்குள்ளே வந்துடலாம்.
சரியா அந்த ஃபோட்டோ தட்டுங்க சூஸ் பண்ணிடலாம். ஏன்னா இப்போ இதுக்கும் அனுப்பணும் வேறு.
என்னத்துக்கு?
போலோராய்ட் செய்வோம், அதுவும் இன்னும் ஒரு 4-5 நாள் ஆகும். ப்ரீ வெட்டிங் போட் வேறு செய்யணும்.
ப்ரீ வெட்டிங் போட்டா?
வெல்கம் போட்டு ப்ரீ வெட்டிங் பிக்சர்ஸை வச்சு.
ஓ வெல்கம் போட்டாவன்.
ஸோ இவனுக்கு நம்ம சூஸ் பண்ணி கொடுத்து இவன்
வெல்கம் போட்டு தான் அன்றைக்கி நீங்கள் என்னமோ அந்த கோல்டில் பேர் அப்புறம் எழுத்து மாதிரி கொடுத்தீங்களே அதே கொடுத்தலான் இருக்கு. வெள்ளை கலர் போட் மாதிரி இருந்துச்சு, எழுத்து பேர் மட்டும் இருக்கும் தானே.
ஃபோட்டோ
வெல்கம் போட்டுங்க என்னத்துக்கு ஃபோட்டோ?
இப்போ வெல்கம் போட் நம்ம ஏன் இன்னும் செய்யாமல் இருக்கோம்? ப்ரீ வெட்டிங் ஃபோட்டோ வைக்க தானே.
ஆமாம், அப்போ ரெண்டு இதில் ஃபோட்டோ வருமா? நான் அவ்வளோ நாள் ஒரு ஃபோட்டோ தான் நினச்சிக்கிட்டு இருந்தேன் அவரு கொடுக்குறது.
அவரோட ஃப்ரேமு அது வெல்கம் போட் இல்லை.
அப்புறம் இந்த ஃபோட்டோ கொடுத்தா என்ன பண்ண போகிறீங்க?
இது ஆக்ரிலிக் போர்டில் மணி நான் எங்கள் வீட்டில் வச்சுருக்கேன்.
அதுக்கு அந்த ஆள் வந்து ரா காப்பி வந்து இதெல்லாம் கொடுங்க.
நீங்கள் எனக்கு என்ன ஃபோட்டோ வேர்டிங்னு தோணுது அந்த ஃபோட்டோ நம்ம வீட்டில் வச்சுக்கலாம். இப்போ ரூம் நீ ஆர்டர்னா வெறும் வேர்டிங்ஸ் மட்டும்தான், அது வீட்லேயும் வைக்க முடியல, அழகாகவும் இல்லை, சும்மா ஸ்டோரில் கிடக்குது ரூம் நீ ஆர்டர்லாம் வேர்டிங்ஸ் மட்டும். ஸோ அப்போ தான் மணிமா சொல்லிச்சு செஞ்சிங்கன்னா ஃபோட்டோவோட செய்யுங்க வீட்டில் மாட்ட முடியும்னு.
சபா
அதனால தான் இவ்வளோ நாள் நம்ம வெயிட் பண்ணோம் போர்ட் செய்யாமல்.
எனக்கு தெரியாது.
ஆனால் உங்களோட விஷயத்த மறக்கலாம்னா இல்லை எனக்கு
நான் ஒரு நாள் ஒரு